This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 829. Is your job worth it? How much is it costing you? By Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host here on Optimal Finance Daily, where I read to you from some of the very best personal finance blogs on the planet. And before we get to one of those great blog posts today, thank you so much to Fundrise for their support. You know, they're frequently mentioned as a recommended tool in blogs that I narrate here, and for good reason. Fundrise enables you to instantly access high-quality, high-potential private market real estate projects, from high-rises in D.C. to multifamily apartments in L.A. And each real estate project is carefully vetted and actively managed by Fundrise's team of real estate pros. Fundrise is the future of real estate investing, so visit fundrise.com/OFD. That's FUNDRISE.com/OFD to have your first 3 months of fees waived. For now, let's get right to our post as we start optimizing your life. Is your job worth it? How much is it costing you? By Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. Jobs can be a great thing. They pay the bills, help you save money, and maybe even more. However, have you ever added up how much money your job is actually costing you? Yes, your job may be costing you money. In certain situations, your job might cost you more than it's worth. I have had countless readers email me and tell me about situations where they're paying $1,500 a month for childcare despite only earning $1,000 a month. Or there are people spending $1,000 per month on their commute for a job that earns them $1,000. While these two situations seem like no-brainers, surprisingly, many people spend a lot of money so they can work. Actually, everyone spends at least a little money to work. Here are some average annual costs you may be paying in order to work. Childcare, $11,666. Clothing, $600. Food, $2,600. Time and sanity, priceless. Commuting, $7,000 to $11,000. Outsourcing, $1,000 plus. Missing out on life events, also priceless. Now, I'm not saying everyone should go into work today and quit their jobs. Your job probably has other benefits, such as health insurance, or you may genuinely love your job. What I'm saying today is that you may want to evaluate your options. Think about the things I'm about to talk about when you're debating your next job offer, and come up with pros and cons to a position. You may even want to look for a new job that is more worthwhile than your current one. As a personal finance blogger, I'm all for people earning a living, paying their bills, and saving for retirement, but you always want to be realistic with your options. So here are expenses you may be paying in order to work. Let's start with childcare. The average cost of daycare is $11,666 per year. This is one of the biggest costs of working, and most people only pay for childcare if they need a place for their child to stay while they work. Many times you may find your cost even higher than that, especially if you have more than one child in daycare or if you live in a big city such as New York City. Clothing. For many jobs, you will have to buy some sort of wardrobe that fits the company's dress code. This may mean khakis, business clothing, polos, or something else. Whatever your job may be, I'm sure you have to buy something clothing-wise in order to fit your company's policies. Let's estimate this at $50 per month for work clothing, which is probably on the low end considering the average person spends around $150 per month on clothing. Food. Your job may be causing you to spend more money on food in a few different ways. You might spend more on food by going out to eat for lunch, emotional eating, snacking, and more. You also may be spending more on eating out when you're not at work because you might be too tired or lazy to make your own meals. Let's estimate this at $50 per week on extra food spending, which is probably on the low end. Sanity. Towards the end of my day job, I found myself spending a decent amount of money in order to keep my sanity as I really disliked my day job. I was spending money on clothing, food, and more because I thought I deserved it for how unhappy I was. You might be doing the same. You may spend your money on massages, getaways, clothing, food, and more, all because you do not like your job. Commuting. The average person spends anywhere from $7,000 to $11,000 to own a car each year. While this amount of money may seem high, there is a chance you spend somewhere in that range too. There's the actual cost of the car, fuel costs, car insurance expense, and car maintenance, which can quickly add up to a lot of money. Let's not also forget the amount of time it takes to commute. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the average travel time to commute to work is 25.4 minutes, or approximately 50 minutes round trip each day. In some cities, the average commute can be much longer. If you live in New York City, Chicago, or Los Angeles, you may spend over an hour on your round-trip commute each day. Outsourcing. You may outsource certain tasks around your home because your job doesn't allow you the time for them. This may include lawn maintenance, house cleaning, meal prep, and more. Let's estimate this at $100 per month spent on outsourcing. Some people spend much more on this, whereas others may spend less. If you're outsourcing each month, though, it's most likely at least $100 per month. Missing out on life events. Your job might also cause you to miss out on important life events. You may miss spending quality time with your family and friends. You may be too tired to reach a dream of yours. You may be too stressed out to do anything outside of work, and so on. Time. Time is something everyone wishes they had more of. If your job is costing you more money than it's worth, then you're wasting a ton of time by continuing to work there. There are 168 hours in a week. If you spend 40 hours a week working, 4 hours each week on your commute, and 5 hours every week getting ready for work, then you are spending nearly a third of your week on your job, and that doesn't even include sleeping. So how much is your job costing you? Is it worth it? You just listened to the post titled, "Is Your Job Worth It? How Much Is It Costing You?" by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. And thank you again to Fundrise for their support. Fundrise is a highly recommended tool among authors that we narrate, so check it out. Come by fundrise.com/OFD to get your first 3 months for free. Private market real estate has historically provided excellent ongoing cash flow even as it supports long-term growth. Private market assets like these are a strategy for diversifying beyond public market investments and even other kinds of real estate, like publicly traded REITs. And Fundrise is the future of real estate investing. The platform's innovations power an investor-first model by eliminating the bloated costs and middlemen that have traditionally weighed down real estate investing, which saves investors time and money. Unparalleled transparency and real-time reporting let you see how the development of specific properties impact your overall portfolio. Check it out. Visit fundrise.com/OFD. That's fundrise.com/OFD to have your first 3 months of fees waived. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening as always, and have a great rest of your day. I will see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show as we wrap up the week. That's where your optimal life awaits.